Okay, hello and welcome back to Trend Watch 777. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Adin Ross today. I really didn't want to talk anymore about him. I mean, yeah. But I came across this video and I haven't watched it yet, but the title seems a little interesting. So, shout out to Professor Lex Hip Hop X Animation Examination Professor Lex Hip Hop X. Okay, so we're gonna switch over here and watch this video and see what the professor has to say.
The channel, hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button yet, and if you're on mobile, swipe left on the comments and hit that hype button for me. And Lost NBA collab. The Kick streamer ignited the one-sided clash earlier this month. Now, fallout included a top NBA All-Star pulling out of a planned stream, though Ross later said it's back on soon. He responded by highlighting past donations to Black-owned businesses and pledging $100,000 more via manager Whack 100, while Doechii stayed silent and focused on her career with hits like What It Is and Top Dog Entertainment.
I'm glad Doechii did stay silent. I mean, why get this person your time of day? He's not even worth it. He's already crashing out on you. Just let him crash out. Long as you know who you are, you doing what you do best, go on. You ain't gotta pay attention to the noise.
Now, I'm guessing this was written by AI and it doesn't write very well. But anyway, Adin was also on stream on January 10th, and some of his fellow Kick streamers, you see on the screen here, Kick streamer Convy dodges bullets in the Bronx shooting during a live stream. They were in a car on January 10th, and things proceeded as follows. Kick streamer Convy and his crew, including It's JJX, escaped serious injury when shots rang out during a live stream in the Bronx Longwood section. It's JJX was grazed on the head but recovered fully after hospital treatment, while Convy called it a miracle that his legs went loose just in time to duck. The group had lingered 40 to 60 minutes in a high-risk area after partying with Bronx.
That's a long time. That's a long time. They linger 40 to 60 minutes in the area they're not even familiar with in the Bronx in New York. And I think Convy, I believe, he the one who told his other friend that he wanted to go because he wanted to go viral. He went viral, all right. But his friend told him, I would not advise that. Don't go. But he wanted to go viral, so he went anyway.
Drill rapper M.59, who later questioned their decision online, their decision to hang around. Fellow streamer Adin Ross confirmed the chaos live, called NYPD, and addressed rumors, including a deleted post from rapper Lil TJ, who denied any involvement. So basically the streamers got shot at hanging around in the hood. They don't know what it was connected to. And the thing about beefing with certain people and people who may be affiliated with gangs that stretch across the nation, you can't know when you or any of your compatriots and fellow streamers would be safe, right? If you're known to be affiliated with Adin Ross, people will take it upon themselves to quote unquote exact revenge, I guess, for Adin Ross's comments and behavior over the past couple weeks. All of this is just an extreme lesson in clout chasing going wrong. Again, Doechii has not said Adin Ross's name one time, so this all-out attack against Doechii, and it's something that these streamers and a lot of these
and like I said, I'm glad she didn't, because he's really not worth her time. She's making her music. She was touring with Kendrick, and so I mean, who has time for that? You know, I don't understand why that little white boy is just crashing out over her. It's mind-boggling. I don't get it.
People tend to do. It's something that, as you can see, can go totally the wrong way, right? Because this might not be over for him. Losing the NBA deal just may be the start of things. It's part of plenty of court cases and lawsuits already. Now, with that being said and pretty much being done as far as hip hop culture is concerned, because I doubt anybody is going to associate themselves, with the exception of Drake, with Adin Ross from a rap artist standpoint, right? Anybody of relevance anyway. Now Drake kind of has to stick by him because they are in litigation with each other, along with their business partners, with alleged business partners with the streaming app Kick and the gambling app Stake. We've covered that in plenty of videos as well. But though we celebrating Adin Ross standing down and suffering all these alleged losses, there are still plenty of others who need to be fully addressed, right? And I put them in the thumbnail, some of the people that just came straight off the top of my head. Now, Rory and Mal are connected in the music industry, right? We know Mal is Big's brother from Rockefeller, all of that. Rory has had previous jobs in the music industry, so they have pretty good relationships. I don't see, but the racism and the self-hate, I covered that in the video already as far as Rory and his crazy tweets. I've done plenty of videos on OVO Mal and all of his he's just kind of ridiculous, right? Has a lot of, I think, personal and psychological issues.
That's a good name for him, OBO Mall. Yeah, because he had his nose so far up. This person right here up his little behind.
Issues he needs to probably work through. Though they are somewhat problematic, I don't think they are at the top of the list. Now, Nicki Minaj turning MAGA is a serious thing, right? But she may be in financial trouble, but she shouldn't be in financial trouble, which that'll get more into the industry plant video series.
Yeah, and the last I heard about Nicki is that people were signing a petition for her to immigration for her to get deported after she made that video with Charlie Kirk's wife. So she straight up I don't know what's up with Nicki. She always looked. She was always just strange to me.
That's coming up as far as hip hop and how they're guided away from. They talk about money in all their raps, but they guided away from ever really knowing anything about money. Not only money in general and finance in general, but the money that they actually make. They really don't know how much they really make, which is unfortunate for grown adults. But we understand that we do have this power when the culture kind of bands together on social media to get people up out of here, right? The what's the dirt situation is a perfect example that comes to mind. Kind of played out similarly to this Adin Ross situation. Now, some people have kind of skated a little bit, right? Or we're in the process. When I think of Anthony Fantano and his situation, just a quick synopsis on that. Now, it was dug up some old footage of Anthony Fantano doing a lot of racist talking points and things like this. This post on
Yeah, it says in less than 24 hours, Anthony Fantano, I don't even know who this dude is, has been exposed laughing at Trayvon Martin's death with his alt-right buddies. You know, these people can laugh because nothing happened to them and their family, but if the shoe was on the other foot and someone else was laughing at them, oh no, then they'll feel the pain. I mean, it just, even if you don't like a person, it doesn't cost very much to just be cordial, just be nice, or just don't say nothing at all, especially when someone has passed away, because their family and their loved ones are still here, their friends are still here. And so they have to come online and then see some person laughing at their demise is that needs to be studied. He caught saying the N word with the hard R on video and deleting posts from last night where he hinted Drake was a petty. Okay, this is what happens when white men pretend to be part of the culture just to get from it, which a lot of them white men are, especially Adin Ross, especially him. And y'all let him sit at the table this long, shaking my head. I don't even know why we let them even sit at the table. A lot of with the black culture, they don't even know their own culture, because if a black person actually knew the history of the N word and how harmful and degrading and damaging it was during the slavery, they wouldn't use that word. They need to, in order for you to respect your own culture, you should know and beware and know the history of the culture, because then when you know the history of the culture, then it will make it more difficult, and you wouldn't let just anybody come sit at your table and dine. And then turn around and that person reap the benefits, and you still sitting there um, eating leftovers. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Twitter is a good synopsis of what happened in less than 24 hours. Anthony Fantano has been exposed laughing at Trayvon Martin's death, with his alt-right buddies caught saying the N-word with the hard R on video and deleting posts from last night where he hinted Drake was a pedophile. This is what happens when white men pretend to be part of the culture just to grift off of it, and y'all let him sit at the table this long. Shaking my head. Now, this is from a Drake fan, OVHO on Twitter. Can't remember the username or nothing like that, but it's interesting, right? Because to me, all of the sides of evil, the axes of evil in hip hop, so to speak, are going to start eating themselves and battling themselves and playing themselves and putting themselves on blast, right? Because no one was harder on Anthony Fantano than DJ Academics, right? Acadiddy had a lot to say about Fantano, and Acadiddy tries to hide behind being allegedly a black person, right? Because there's a dangerous problem that comes along with assessment of people. And when you leave it to just skin tone, you can end up very trapped and in a very bad situation. This is what has happened to the progress in hip hop culture, in my opinion, overall. It's very easy to spot a white person being anti-hip hop, and you should be very vigilant in their intentions just due to the racist history of the United States as a country, right? But the problem is giving excuses, which a lot of people have done, and try to keep relationships with academics. Shout out Joe Budden, shout out Wayno, shout out so many others, right? But we have to be vigilant in understanding when somebody, and this is my personal assessment of Acadiddy, when somebody is really just a grifter and for themselves and will cause all kinds of chaos and then try to step out of the way just to benefit their untalented, sort of nefarious mindset and personalities, right? Some people hate themselves, and hate people hurt other people. I know the saying is normally hurt people, but I just want to, add a little more definition to it, right? And in my assessment, because Acadiddy was so staunch in standing towards Adin Ross and standing up for Adin Ross, he should be next, right? It's time to get Acadiddy out of the way permanently. He's done a lot. He has court cases about almost any transgression you can think of towards women, towards the culture, towards finance, scamming, scheming, all the way through snitching, everything, right? Now, he gets these passes, in my assessment, is because there's people who tend to stand by him. And two of the main people who claim to be so hip hop, but cannot forego their personal gains from working with such a grifty, sensationalizing clown of a person is Joe Budden and Wayno, right? Because of the Everyday Struggle show. Glasses Malone, in his tirade towards Adin Ross, says something about academics being black and therefore he should get some kind of leeway because Adin Ross is white, talking about Doechii. Like, there's no difference. If a black person disrespects the group or the being of what other black people are.
And then what make it so bad, Acadiddy got problems with women anyway. I don't even think he liked women. Every time, well, all right, okay.
Then they should be held to the same account, right? OVO Mall was held to the same account. I did a video. Ice from the Joe Budden podcast was held to the same account for talking bad about black women. Not to the degree that Adin Ross was. He wasn't threatened physically, but maybe that's something we should start broaching when individuals in this time. Now, we're not talking about going back in the past and threatening people now for what they said in the past and have apologized for. But moving forward, this is a mindset that we have to change if you're going to watch the party die and resurrect the culture from the abyss of drug addicts and manipulation and people grifting and stealing all the money. All of these things need to be addressed. And we have to understand people who would be harmful to the culture, people who grift off the culture. Grifters come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, even hidden colors. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. We have to understand, just because somebody is black, just because they can maybe rap well, maybe because they can make good music, even some of them, right? Shout out to Drake. The scrutiny to which we should really examine who these people are has to turn up a little bit, so we don't keep falling for this over and over again and letting harmful people with ill intentions towards the overall culture as a whole to keep getting such great amounts of influence within it, right? And I know I called out a few people, but let me know in the comments who else I missed. Who do you think is a problem in hip hop culture going forward? Who's a grifter? Who's just not good for the culture for whatever reason, but people still flock to them and try to listen to what they're saying? You can even say me if you want to.
Hey, so y'all, again, shout out to Professor Lex Hip Hop Examination. So, who do y'all think is whatever the question that he asked? Who's next to go for disrespecting the culture? I say the next people. Number one, well, they're already disrespecting the culture. That is the Magna people, MAGA people, or anybody that's white that's hanging around young black men and uh, uh, how can I say this? That's doing the same thing that Adin Ross is doing. Okay, anybody that's hanging around black men and they're doing the same thing he's doing, those are the next ones to disrespect the culture. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you for watching. Shout out to my new subscribers, and I will see you in my next video. I'm out, y'all.